Hey guys, welcome to Judge Jodi, Paxton Road's Premier League rating show. I hope everyone's had a very happy Easter weekend and eaten lots of chocolate. And yeah, had a really good time other than whatever happened on Saturday. So I'm not going to even mention it, but we're going to have to talk about it. Just as things are starting to look up, another loss to a team we should have been massively winning against. The mighty Spurs, they do it again. Guys, joining me tonight to break down Brighton's horrible performance, we've got the one and only Sam Spurs for life. Welcome to the courtroom.
And back again. Yeah, did I come on last time? Or did we win last time? I can't remember now.
Last time you came on the show was with Sean Hurl, and it was when we beaten Everton 5-0. So
Okay. All right,
it's going to be a bit of a difference in ratings today, I think.
Yes, it's definitely going to be different now.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, thank you for having me on this week. I'm looking forward to going through these ratings and trying to get to the bottom of this performance.
This horrible performance. And just to mention Sean Hurl, big up Shawnee. He was going to be here today, so I do have his ratings as well. So we'll be able to just look at his ratings along with Sam's and my ratings and see kind of how they differ as well. But anyway, how are you doing? I mean, obviously Saturday was, we don't want to talk about it, but we have to relive it.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
It was a complete surprise, given, had it been a bit earlier in the season with Conte, you could kind of say we had a few results like that earlier and definitely had them with Nuno. But after the run that we had, after the amount of goals that we scored, 4 wins on the bounce, then followed up by a home game against Brighton, having them had to put in a big effort to beat Arsenal away, then to come to ours, I just didn't see it. I didn't see this result based on how we performed. If you look back in hindsight, yeah, maybe we could have predicted this, but not from when we were playing so well.
No, and if I remember well, on the preview show, you were giving it big on that one.
You said that with a straight
Get your
face
chest
as well.
out.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, all right then, Jodi. I was getting hard on it because you know why? Because Spurs were doing what Spurs do, and they build us up. They give us that hope. So I couldn't see anything other than a Spurs victory against Brighton at home, given the fact that they ain't got nothing to play for. But what Graham Potter did do is show that he's got something tactically about him to do what he did.
Amazing. Yeah, got to give it to Potter. I think he did an amazing job on Saturday. I think his team were stacked up. Like they played really well up against us. So all credit to him. So big up to you, Graham Potter. Well done.
I'm actually going to
not happy about it.
No, I'm not. And when you do the reaction show straight after the game, it's always a bit more emotion involved as opposed to the kind of looking and seeing. But Brighton actually they had our number in terms of the tactics. So yeah, well done, Brighton.
Yeah, well
done. But still,
we're not here to talk about Brighton. We're here to talk about Spurs. We're here to rate Spurs. So let's get into it. I think there's nothing else really to say about the matter. I think what we could do is just do what we're here for, and let's just get into this. So let's see what we have to say about these guys. Big up Dino Dinosaur, Judge Jodi. My sentence recommendation for our team and Conte should be make big rocks into little rocks. It was a shocking performance. Hopefully a wake-up call for every game. Yes, it was very shocking. One of the worst, I think, of the season, to be fair.
Yeah, given what we'd done before, that's what it was. Given what we'd done before.
And Ray says, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. 0-all, my brother. Yeah, well, you'll see. All right, let's see what we have to say. All right, starting off easy with Hugo Lloris. Just for everyone who's tuning in, we've got Sean's ratings as well. Sean was going to join us. Sean, if you are watching, please join in. Feel free to join the stream anyway. Hope everything's okay. But yeah, right. What we're saying. So Sam, you've given Hugo a 5, and I've given him a 6. Like I said, starting early, starting easy. 3 saves. I don't think there was much he could. Did you think he could do anything for Trossard's goal?
I'm always critical. Probably look too much into what I think he could have probably come off his line a bit quicker. If I'm honest with you, cut the angle down because the angle was quite tight. Obviously, the finish was really good, but it was the outside of the foot finish in the far post. Yeah. If he'd have come out, narrowed the angle, possibly, but there was a bit more faults before the goal. So yeah, he didn't have to do much.
No, exactly. Yeah, nothing much. I mean, 3 saves. I think he did. They were playing really well. There's nothing more you can say about it. So I think from my point, like he didn't do anything wrong. Maybe could have done better with the goal, but yeah, I think the 6 is warranted for Hugo. Could have been a lot worse, I think, with the amount of shots they had compared to us.
Yeah, the thing with Brighton, though, as I said, we'll probably get into
They
it a
don't
little
score
bit more.
goals.
They don't score goals, and that's what this is what the problem was for me. I couldn't see them scoring any more than one. They scored one, and it won in the game. So it just shows you in a Premier League, you just cannot take anything for granted. Absolutely anything.
No, we were due a loss, weren't we? I hate saying that, but Spurs. Right, let's move on. We're going to move on to Romero. So what are we saying here? Sean's a 4, a 5, and a 5. So we're even. I'd be interested to hear what Sean's thoughts were on the 4. Wasn't the greatest game from him.
No. Probably Sean might have given him a 4 because he may have felt that it was Romero at fault for the goal. He was a little bit dillying, could have got rid of it quicker, tried to play, and then made a little slip. Had a little bit of a deflection that went into the path of Trossard. So again, the goal was avoidable if we look back at the whole thing. Maybe that's why that mark. I gave him a 5 because in terms of the heights that I've seen Romero, I just don't think he was as good as he has been. Still aggressive. Still trying to do what he does.
Nice headers as well.
Yeah, some nice headers.
But tackling. Look at he's tackling really well. Like 6 tackles. So I agree with you. I think he could have done more. 5 is like my leveling out score. It's kind of the score for showing up and doing your job, really.
For putting your boots on. That's what he gets. Yeah. So he gets that score for me for doing exactly that. Getting his boots out and getting on the pitch. Yeah. Nothing else.
Nothing more. Right. Let's move on. Eric Dyer. Oh, Sean. Those listening in, Sean has given Eric Dyer 3.5. Sam's given him a 4.5, and I've given him a 4. So kind of in the middle there. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I actually think it was Dyer to blame for the goal. Don't you think?
Okay.
That's my.
Yeah. What did you think of the goal? Because there was things that happened before it got. Obviously, Eric Dyer. Lloris is the last point, so that's the very last stage where you expect. But then there was things that happened before. Dyer, he kind of turned his back a little bit. Trossard dummied in with that, and again, a better defender, maybe someone who was just a little bit more aware of the player, may have made more of it. But to be honest, again, with the whole of the back line, they didn't really do that much.
It was all, agree. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Dyer could have done more for that from my perspective.
Can I just add, Jodi? Sorry to interrupt you. I also look at the start of the attacks for us as well. So not just their defending, they start all the attacks as we play out from the back or try to play out from the back. And we did that pretty much all game and it just wasn't working. They weren't able to get out of it. But that's not just the fault of the 3 centre-backs. It was the collective in terms of how they tried to do it with regards to Brighton. So again, I just think sometimes these players just need to maybe have a different approach, but we'll get into that again. No, 4 for me, 4.5 because he was just average.
He was just average, yeah. Only 1 tackle as well. I just don't think he was on form as he usually is. Like none of them were on Saturday. So probably another one that just gets in his head a little bit. The game wasn't panning out, and I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's move on. Ben Davies. Shawnee, we're giving him 5s all round. Yeah. I actually thought Ben was having an okay game early on. I commented quite a bit. Like I was saying, Ben's playing pretty well for us. But then I think it went a little bit downhill.
How have you thought he's been doing since Conte? Because I think he's been pretty much consistent. He's been pretty consistent. There was that game against, who was it? He made them that mistake. I think it was, who was it when we lost 3? It was Wolves. That was it. The one he tried to clear it. And just cleared it to a Wolves player. But since that, I don't think he's made massive errors, but he's not obviously at Romero's level. So again,
I think
he's doing what he does.
He's an average player, isn't he? He's like an average 5, 6, if best sometimes. I don't think he does anything really phenomenal. And I just think, I do think he has improved under Conte. I think I remember at the start of the season, a few of us saw him on the starting lineup and we're like, oh no, no. But now we're just getting used to him, aren't we? And I think, you know, he's average. We definitely can upgrade from him. But
he did obviously pop up with a goal the last game before, and that's first goal in 3 years. And he has been getting involved in the attack. So I'm going to give Ben a little bit of credit for the fact that he has improved. He's not a worldie, but certainly he's dependable.
He's dependable. Yes, he's dependable. Tricky one. You're saying Davies a 6. Okay. Nice. Definitely impressed you yesterday. Right, let's move on. What we saying? Emerson Royale. Oh, Emerson picked up a yellow. Right, that's what we're saying. This guy. Oh, Sean.
Okay, we're in the right areas. I was going to say, I thought you were going to come up with some higher marks, but we're in the right ballpark.
No, 2.5 from Sean and a 3 from each of us. Yeah, I mean, we all knew what was going to happen without Doherty, didn't we? Just no end product from the guy. No, nothing. No getting forward.
Right. Are we allowed to now start to get into these now? Because I'm going to get into this player.
Let's get in.
This guy, he's had enough opportunities. Right. The way that Brighton played this game on Saturday, whenever we played, they had a system. They had the 3, they had a 3, 1, 5, and then a 1. So in the wide areas, that's where we were going to have the spaces. Conte talked about the spaces available. So there's 1v1s in them wide areas. Not once did I see this guy try and take his player on at home when we need to attack. And not so much his defending side of things. He's okay.
Yeah.
But part of Conte's way of playing is fullbacks, wingbacks. We know this.
Yeah.
And we had a whole week to train, whole week to prepare. He was trying.
He was trying. That's the thing. You can tell he's trying. I think he was one of the only ones that seemed like he actually wanted to be there. I think on the day for me, but it just, I don't know if it's because it's not his usual position. He's young. I keep going back to that. Like, I don't know how many times you can keep.
So's Kulusevski. Kulusevski's 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Ryan Sessegnon's 21. And I think Ryan Sessegnon's got as much a prospect, probably a better prospect than Emerson, just from what I've seen. And I go back to Jodi. We needed to be on the front foot. We're at home. I could understand maybe if we were away, it's a little bit more, a bit of a cauldron.
Yeah.
Our ground when we're flying high the week before. Come on, Emerson, just do me a favor.
I know. I don't know what I mean. Surely that's number 1 position, right? In the summer.
I think both sides. Both sides.
Well, both sides as well. But I think we could probably. We'll get into the other side.
Yeah. You're right. We could probably get away with that one.
But I think we could probably get away with it with what we've got. It's not great. If we had unlimited spending potential, then definitely I think we need to upgrade on both right and left. But
no,
I don't think it's as critical as the right. But yeah, we need to move up with that.
100% agree with you. The rights, if you had a choice, or we had to push come to shove, it was one or the other. It has to be right side for me, I think, definitely.
Tricky one. Still think Emerson must have some potential given his performances v Man City at the start of the season and the fact he's Brazilian international. Was it a fluke? I don't know. I haven't seen it again.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's say this. Harry Winks is also an England international. Job done.
The Tottenham way, but Royal right back to play right wing back, but Doherty right wing back to play right back. More transfer madness. Yeah, I mean, it's not his natural position, is it? But he's had time. He's had time.
And you just got to look at the other players that have improved. We've talked about Ben Davies being dependable, being just an average player, but he's improved. You can see the improvement in him.
Yeah.
Dyer, Emerson, Romero. You go through the midfield, you look at that. Hojbjerg looks like he's a better player with Rodrigo Bentancur next to him. So all the players have at some point proven that they've been better than they had been previously. I'm trying to remember when I saw Emerson do a game where I'm thinking, I can see. Oh, right. Yeah, he's got something. Oh, yeah. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I agree. What we're saying, Brazilian international carries a lot more prestige than England, to be fair. Yeah. Thanks, tricky one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right, let's move on. We're moving on to
I'm just going to
So
keep
my
smiling.
favorite left wing back, Sergio Reguilon. All right, again 2.5 from Sean and 3 and a 3. I mean, obviously wing backs were not we're not impressing any of us yesterday. Or sorry, Saturday. Nah, man. This guy, he's starting to look silly. I think he's starting to look really, really silly.
I don't know. You
Um,
have your say, then I'll wait for you to, because I
I
want
don't
to
have
hear
much
what
to
other
say
people
about him, to
say.
be honest. But I've said it time and time again. I just don't get the guy. He doesn't do anything. He should be doing stuff for us. You know that chance that he had when Højbjerg tapped the ball over to him and he missed. I don't know. To be fair, maybe he wasn't there in time. He should have been faster to get the ball. I don't know. I want to see Session in that spot. I just can't. I don't know. I can't do it anymore with Regulon. I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's had time.
He has a time. So I'm going to try and break it down in a couple of ways. So when Reguilon first joined us, up until the point where he had that injury, then he was out with COVID for a little while earlier this season. He looked like there was potential. There was something there. We said to ourselves, yeah, he's getting down. His end product needed to be improved. We knew that. Since that point where he had that injury, then he was in and out of the team from the COVID perspective, he just looks like he's lost his way. He looks like a player that somebody's controlling with a PlayStation and just pressing X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. Because he's just all over the place. He's all over the place. He doesn't seem to, like with Doherty, we've criticized Doherty in the past, but he's now taken on board what he needs to do, and he's doing it. And he's getting involved in the play. He's getting into the box. He's getting passes. He's getting creation, and he's making sure that we have got things to build on.
Yeah,
we relying on these wide players, and if we haven't got any service, we then have to rely on Kane. And we saw what happened when Kane gets marked out of the game. We're looking for other areas to be able to, provide this attacking threat, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it.
Tricky one. Reggie doesn't do much more than run around a lot. Run around a lot, and just the thing I can't stand about him is when he goes down all the time. He just whinges and whines and stomps the ground. It's just like, come on, man, you're not a baby.
I like this courtroom. There's no messing about.
Very annoying.
No messing about.
Bring Sessignon back, I say.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I said in the preview. If I'm honest with you, I would have rather Sessignon start, although we didn't do a lineup show. I was more a case of, I knew there was going to be pretty much the team that we picked, but I would have, if I had the choice, I would have started Sessignon, because I've seen him. He's not the finished article, don't get me wrong. He's a long way from that, but there was just some stepping stones, and when he was beginning to get, and then he had the injury that's taking him back. I just want to see if he can get that level again and beyond. And I think if you give me the choice between these two long term, it pains me to say it, but I'm on Sessignon now.
Yeah.
I'm on Sessignon.
I know, me too. Oh, Dino Dinosaur start well with Tottenham now. He wants to go back to Real. Sergio and Kiel not built for our league. Yeah, I don't think they are.
Yeah,
I think they are. Do you know Brian has too much potential to let him go? Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much of Brian Hill yet, to be fair. I don't think he's built for the league, but hopefully he can maybe show some more. Maybe he's got a little bit of playing time. I don't know. Eat a few steaks when he comes back.
On Brian? Well, Brian needs to have a bit more.
He's got the talent.
Yeah, 4 Weetabix will do. Get himself in the gym, get on them bench presses, get himself a bit more strength. And there's a potential. He's, like you said, Tricky's right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. It's there.
Here he is.
I want to hear
Hello, better late than never.
Did you fall asleep on us, John? Not kidding.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey,
I was so
fresh trim as
shamefaced
well.
about yesterday that I couldn't be bothered to turn up, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Just in time for your 2.5, Sean, and I think we've probably covered it, actually. If I could give him a 2, I probably would, actually. What are you saying about Sergio before we move on?
Oh, Sean, you got mute. You're on mute or something, definitely.
Simply Ace, Regulon's 3. The guy's a waste of space. Just tell it as it is, Simply Ace.
Yeah, I agree. No, let's take that. He's not.
He's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a very nice guy.
he's okay. He can fill the position. If you told me, would I rather play him as left wing back or Ben Davies? I'm thinking I'm going for Sergio Reguilon. But what I expect more from him in the position that's where we need the creativity. And I don't think there's been enough from both those sides. And particularly, like I said, since he's come back from that COVID issue, he's not been the same player. Not been the same.
And because Conte relies on those, like we can't be getting away with substandard wing backs. We just can't. We need to upgrade.
We're at that point now.
Shawnee, you with us? No, I can't hear you. Sorry. Right, we're going to move on, and you can put your sound on.
Okay, so headphones.
Oh, there we are.
We can hear you.
You're there. You're there.
All right, okay.
You're back.
Headphones.
You're back. You want to join us for Sergio, or shall we go on to Pierre?
No. The less said, the better.
Right. I mean, Pierre, 6.5 is 6 and a 6. Like, this guy. Is probably, definitely our best player, I think, other than Lloris, I think, on the day. He was up against Basuma, like he was doing some really good stuff there, I think. I think he was so much better than Bentancur. It was a frustrating day for him, I think, along with all of us fans. I think you could tell with Hojbjerg how kind of frustrated he was. But I think I said before, there was that nice moment, that shot over to Reguilon, but unfortunately he missed it. And he was playing really well against with Son and Kane as well. Some really nice moments, I remember. But yeah, just amazing in the middle for us.
I think there was a scene. There was a moment which really summed it up for Pierre. He was progressing the ball, about the only one who was, and then you saw him going like this: move, move for me, create something for me, give me a pass. And I really felt for him. He was, he
was trying.
The frustration, obviously it must have been terrible in the stands, but it was terrible watching it in the pub yesterday. But that was just, I really felt for him. He was the only one who was actually trying to create things, and no one was moving for him. No one was finding space.
No, Sam.
Okay, so that again, the two in midfield, what Brighton did well was they had that line of 5. So they had their one striker, then they had a line of 5, and then they had Basuma behind. What that did, and I kind of touched on it in the review show, but match of the day, they went into it a little bit more detail. They cut off all the passing lanes. So if you notice, our passing from our back goes into the midfield and then midfield into the forwards, usually Harry Kane. What Brighton did well is when we tried to play out from the back, that line of 5, including the extra player, just pressed on them. So we had no outlet. We couldn't find the pass lane. So instead of trying to play over the top, we tried to play through it, and we didn't do it successfully because Brighton were on the plan. So Hojbjerg and Bentancur both didn't have the same amount of space that was allowed to them as they had previously, because Brighton had worked out how they could stop us.
Yeah.
And they did it. And so that's why I felt that both those two players had not the greatest game, but he at least was trying and making the effort. And you can see in terms of throwing in tackles and stuff like that. That's why I give Hojbjerg the 6 for Saturday's performance.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Right, let's move on. Mr. Bentancur, Rodrigo, 4.5 and a 4. Sean, what's your 4 all about? You quite like Rodrigo, don't you?
I think I think it's quite my average score, apart from some real sinners earlier in the show. But no, he just anonymous. Yeah. I mean, it was a kind of. I mean, he wasn't particularly brilliant when against Man United, and it was kind of like that levels.
Yeah. He was being a bit reckless there, I think, as well in the game. I was a bit worried about him on that yellow. So although I didn't want Wings to come in, I think it probably was needed, unfortunately. I don't know, Sam, what are you saying?
Oh, he's one that obviously I'm trying to be kind to Bentancur as possible. He's been obviously a shining light in that midfield, particularly when you're playing in the 2. and he has proved that he can play in that position, energy-wise, all the rest of it. Again, I just think he was nullified. And the problem with him is that we've been told that sometimes he has these games where he's almost anonymous and he can go through this as a bit of a, well, was he even playing? But again, we have to give a little bit more credit to Brighton for being able to cut the service off to him. And what he then wasn't able to do was take the game by the scruff of the neck. When you've only got 2 in midfield, it's very difficult to do that when you've got 5 or 6 players around you all the time. So I felt for him, but these are where I want to see Conte do something else with a plan B, but also the players take some responsibility and think, you know what, let me do something different and try and beat this method that they've applied to us. So, yeah, standard score for a game that wasn't the best.
Yeah. Definitely. It's the lowest score I've ever given Bentancur. I mean, maybe
what did you think of his performance? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he was being a little bit reckless there, but I think maybe he felt like he had to be being a little bit kind of challenging there. I think I was worried he was going to get us another yellow. So I think it was, I don't know, it was like that up against the fact that I did think he was also quiet at times as well. So it wasn't as you know, it wasn't a terrible performance by him by any means. Maybe the 4 was a little bit harsh for me. Maybe it should have been a 5 because I don't really think there was anything too wrong with his performance. It just wasn't above kind of a substandard score. So maybe I should switch that up to a 5. But yeah,
and
just kind of average.
What I look at it is, the reason for that is, again, he's probably played pretty consistently well in the time he's played for us, and this was almost like a wow, I've not seen that performance. Probably his least effective performance since he's been with us was that game against Brighton when we needed a really big performance from all the players, not just him, but all of them.
Yeah, I agree. And tricky one. This is hard and depressing work giving player ratings for the Brighton game. Yes, it was, and this is why I'm finding it hard to give ratings because I can't
try and come on screen and give them as well.
Trying to forget the game. So yeah. What you're saying, Leon Lee, Brighton totally nullified us, but the players and Conte should have stepped up and found a solution. They knew this was happening at halftime. Think Conte could have switched it up a little? Yep, 100% agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we need to discuss that.
Oh, that's going to be on Thursday. That's going to be on Thursday's talking points. Where's the plan B, Mr. Conte? We need a plan B.
Need a plan B. And Shawnee, I just saw your little hashtag there. What is this? Love football, hate what?
Racism.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new T-shirt I got the other day.
Oh, it's very, very, very good. I wish we could see all of it so we could pop it up. But nice one, definitely. Right, let's move on. Deja, oh no. Oh no. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to put this up. Oh. Oh no. I think I'm going to have a lot of people hate me for this.
I want to hear what you two are going to say about this guy.
You guys go first, and I'll back it up.
Can I go first then? Because I give him the highest score. I want to see what you lot are going to do to it.
Right. Listening in, 3. Sam's given him a 5, and I've given him a 2.5. So,
okay. Again, the 5 is almost a standard because I think I gave Larissa a 5. It's a standard performance, nothing special, nothing. It wasn't his. It reminded me of his very first game that he played for us when he kind of looked a little bit lost. But again, I'm looking at what Brighton did. Again, there was no through balls to him. What I gave him a 5 for is because at least when Cucurella was snap at his heels, he showed a bit of aggression, he showed a bit of fighting spirit. He could have got sent off. Don't get me wrong. Had he been sent off, I'd have been screaming and saying, "Why did you do that?" But at least he showed some sort of aggression when we didn't really show much. And Brighton, like with Aston Villa, showed more passion and energy towards getting in and around us than we did, and that can't be the case. So I'm giving him an extra point and a bit than you lot have given him because he showed some spirit, I think.
Sure.
Spirit that should have got him a red card, Sam. Come on.
I'm trying. I agree. He should have been sent off.
However, in his defense, that was a very snidey tackle that Cucurella did on him later on.
It was.
That was snidey. That was planned. That was a stamp on the leg. And the fact that VAR missed that was an absolute source of annoyance to me. But however, I'm sorry, the ginger Swede was more of a ginger turnip yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, 18 touches, that says it all. 18 touches for an attacking player. I'm sorry, he's only 21, and he'll never do that again because he learned from his lessons. But
And I think
that was a shocking performance, and for him to be replaced. No, I don't want to go there. No, I won't go there. We'll save that.
We'll save that. But can I just have a little bit of a retort, just a quick retort? But do you not think that we didn't get any service through to any of those players in the front? We'll see what the scores are later on. But I just thought.
Well, you talked about balls over the top. Brighton planned for that as well.
They did.
The number of Hail Mary passes that we played during that game was ridiculous, and that they had Bissouma deployed just to deal with that. And if he didn't need to do it, you had Dunk and the other centre back to deal with it. You can't play those sorts of passes against a defence with you got two bloody giants in the middle of their defence. we needed to change the formation. It wasn't about the style of play. We needed to change the formation, but we'll get into that.
Okay, well, I'll get into. Okay, I'm gonna.
All right. Do you want me to tell you my 2.5? I think, Sean, you've pretty much covered it. But the fact I given him half a point less because, if he'd been banned for even one game, if he'd been banned for one game, he would have been screwed. But he could have been banned for 3 games because of that. If he'd connected, can you imagine us not having Kulu for 3 games where we are?
The thing is, Joe, the law says you don't need to connect.
It didn't, but imagine if it did.
No, but technically, the law says even if you threaten to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, again, so
he's a very lucky boy.
Very, very lucky boy. He's been given 2.5 points for being a very lucky boy in my eyes. But also, I think you covered it as well.
We still love him.
We love him. We love you. We do, Kulu. We do. But again, you covered it, Sean. 18 touches for me. All the guys weren't getting the service, but 18 touches is not good. It was not a great game for him. He's becoming one of my favorite players, but I think it was
it really shows there, Jodi, didn't it? Cool, bloody hell. I would hate to think if he wasn't one of your favourites.
But this is why there's no bias in here.
Tough love. You do it yourself.
I know I do. I'm only teasing it.
I'm just proving the point. There's no bias in this courtroom. Even the ones I love, we've got to mark them down.
We'll see when the sun comes up.
Let's see what happens.
When the sun comes up, I like that. Okay, Harry Kane. What are we saying? 27 touches, let's say. Not a lot as well. All right, 3.5, 5.5, and a 4. I think he didn't really do. I mean, to be honest, like we said, they didn't get a lot of service, right? 27 touches, not great. He didn't have the option to kind of drop deep as he usually does in that game, just because of the way we were playing. I think he worked hard, but probably not hard enough. There was no fight, I don't think, that I saw from him. And his ankle injury, I was really worried, like if he went down with that. I don't know if you remember, he got knocked on his ankle, and that was, that's no reason for me to mark him down. But I'm just saying, like, I was a bit worried when that happened. But yeah, I think it was just the fact that he was struggling to create chances, and it was just a really absent game, I think, from him. So 4. Sam.
Oh, me
5.5. Come forward, Sam. 3.
Right. Okay. As I said, when I did the scores, had I done these scores on Saturday, he would have scored a lot less, and probably all the players would have scored a lot less. What I did though is watch match of the day, watched a bit of the match, and I looked at how we were so nullified. Every single time that Kane tried to do what he does, there was Bissouma around him. What also happened, sometimes Dunk would follow him, and then they had the extra midfielder, so there was no space. For me, Kane needs to then do a little bit more, maybe then stretch him the other way. But as you were saying, Sean, we weren't playing any quality balls over the top, so we weren't going to do that. The fact that he was still trying to do what he was doing, I guess I gave him that extra half a point because it's Harry Kane and he was potentially our most creative player on the day, even though we didn't create a lot and we didn't have any shots on target. If we were going to get something, it was going to be through him or Son. and therefore I'm trying to justify my extra half a point as that. That is it. That's the only reason I can say.
1.5 extra points, I'd say.
All right,
agree.
guys.
I mean, even Simpliosis is saying Harry Kane's a 3. Little service and put in a little effort. So,
Harsh.
Sean, what do you think? What are you saying? 3.5, so lowest of all of us.
Yeah, he was just a major disappointment. I'm not blaming the Augusta trip, folks. Okay, he had plenty of time to recover. He's a golf nut, and I'm sure he didn't travel in cattle class backwards and forwards to Georgia. But no, it was one of those. It's funny, isn't it? We've been talking about cup finals, and what's the other narrative around cup finals and Harry Kane, you know?
And semi-finals as well. Yeah, don't forget them.
Yeah, it's. I mean, just so disappointing. I mean, he did have that one shot in the first half, which on another day he would have probably put in the bottom corner. But he was just smothered like the rest of them. But he didn't do anything to get unsmothered, as far as I was concerned. You know.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you said all that, I probably have been generous. Maybe a 5. If I'm going to do this live, maybe a 5. But Harry Kane has not, as he said, he needs to take the game by the scruff. But I don't know if it's because they've been coached to do certain things, and he's not like a Ronaldo. You know what Ronaldo did against us and what he did against who did they beat on the weekend?
Norwich.
Ronaldo just did that because that's what he does. No coaching, nobody's telling him you need to be here. He just does it because that's what I want to see. Kane have a game like that where you think to yourself, he's just trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck. I don't know. Is that part of his character? Is he gonna have that in him? I don't know, but I want to see it.
You have to have a certain amount of arrogance to carry that. I'm sorry.
True. Right, we're gonna move on. Sonny Heung-min Son, 5.5 and a 5. What are we saying about Son? Yeah, I mean, I think obviously better than Kane and Decky for me. He had a couple of chances. Didn't get the service again, unfortunately for him. I think it was probably just another really frustrating day for Son, really. But yeah, I think definitely better than the other two for me. What are you guys saying? Sean?
Yeah, by far our best attacking player, and the only criticism I would say was I looked at that chance where he stopped the ball first in the penalty area and then had a shot. Was that a case for a first time shot, or because it gives them time to reset, and these are split second sort of thing. Sometimes you just need to be what Sonny normally is, and he just instinctively just puts the laces through it. So yeah, I mean, he worked hard. He ran a lot. You could see that.
Yeah.
No one's more disappointed when we lose. You could see that at the end of the game. Yeah. Not no fault on Son. One of our few better performers yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Only one with any movement that I'm saying, which is true, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, 5.5.
Yes, yeah. All the talk about Son, we've had talk about Son. Has he been as effective this year? But Son is probably one of the most effective strikers in terms of total shots. I think his total shots this season, if I just have a quick look, is 54 shots this season, scored 17 goals. If you compare that to Mo Salah, he's had 90 shots and scored 20 goals. We're talking about a 69% conversion rate, shots to goals. Accuracy, I'm talking about, shots on target. So Son has done what Son does, but he didn't have any space to do what he would normally do. Either come in, Kane comes in, he goes long. Because that ball was cut off, he was non-existent in the ball over the top. As you said, we managed to create that opportunity for him. Maybe in hindsight, he would have probably taken that first time. But again, he's had one opportunity and didn't take it. I can't beat Son up too much more because he's been, again, one of our top players. Just wasn't working for him. Just wasn't working for him because of the system that Brighton portrayed.
No, agree. Laney, even when he has a poor game, he does bits and contributes. It's true.
Yeah,
Big
true.
up, Sonny. Big up, Sonny. Right, moving on to our subs then, shall we? Let's move on to our subs. Right, what are we saying? Lucas Shaw.
I give him
I sense a
4.5.
bit of bias coming in here.
What happened here?
That's a fresh.
I think Samuel has to justify.
No, I can't.
Let me
I
just
can't justify this one.
reread. Let me just reread that.
Yeesh.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeesh.
Maybe you got him confused with somebody else.
Oh dear. This is going to be hard. Okay. Do I have to go first?
To be fair, to be fair, sometimes when subs come on, I do give him a 5. Maybe it was because he was a sub. I mean, he had plenty of time. Normally they don't have much time. So he had 26 minutes. Yeah. 4.5. You want to think about that one? I'll move on to Sean.
Yeah, move on to Sean. I'll come back to me.
Lucas Moura doing Lucas Moura things.
Bit of bias, I think, coming in here, Sean.
Lucas Moura doing Lucas Moura things from the Paxton Road WhatsApp by our man in the middle here. And he did them to his usual pathetic style. Couldn't trap a bag of cement, picked the wrong ball. There was a chance where he had to pass left and he passed right. This man is, I keep saying it, he should be done under the Trade Descriptions Act of Brazilian footballer. Yes, I thank you immensely for Amsterdam. But Kulu's done more in his, I don't know, dozen appearance than that man's done in 4 years. Come on. And oh, God, to get... Stephen Birdboy must be thinking, I've got to go. I've got to get out of here because this guy is getting ahead of me as a substitute. He's getting ahead of me, and I'm expected to perform a miracle in 90 seconds. I mean, that's, honestly,
yeah,
Brazilian footballer.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing you can say for him is he had as many touches, almost as many touches as Kulusevski did in 70 minutes but what did those touches bring? I mean, he even did the thing I've never seen before. He took on a fullback, went to the byline, and then gave it to the goalkeeper. For God's sake! Oh, I'm sorry. I just cannot go him anymore. He's a lovely, happy person, but oh God, no.
Sean's had enough. Sean's had enough.
Damn, Sean, you sound like Hustler on Doherty. That sounds like Hustler and Matt Doherty.
Sounds like me on regular. What? No.
Definitely, there was some bias there. Anyway, you done? You finished, Mr. Hurl?
You done? You could probably go on for hours, I think, on this one.
Oh, he's it.
All right, Sam?
I'm going to try and justify the 4.5. Maybe it's a little bit high. Couple of things. All right, he came on early enough. He came on after 60-something minutes, I think. So he did have enough time. If I'm honest with you, he looked more threatening than Kulusevski did when he came on. But that's not to say he's a better player. I think Kulusevski's obviously proved that he's got more numbers. But just for that game, yeah, as you were saying, Sean, he was jinking. He was trying to beat players, which is what we needed. We need somebody who's going to try and break the press. Somebody who's going to go at players. He did that. The problem with Lucas is he don't know what he's doing once he's done what he does. So like you said, he beats a player, gets to the byline. You expect a cross. He gives it to the keeper. He beats a player, goes left, and then, you know what I mean? You'll give the ball away. You'll try and beat one player, try and beat the second, lose the ball. He can't trap a ball. I'm not sure what part of Brazil he's from. It's probably, you know what I mean, very much north of Brazil, probably the United States. But this guy, he needs to work on...
Sao Paulo, actually. God.
He needs to work on just controlling the ball.
Too busy in Carnival, having fun at Carnival, then
seriously bad. But I give him the 4.5. Probably should have been a 4 because we all know that Lucas Moore's quality is not at the level, but we cannot fault this guy for lack of effort. That's one thing I can never, ever say about him. He doesn't lack effort. He just lacks that final pass and that additional quality that's required.
Yep. I agree. I think I'm the same. Like, I've given him the 3, and I think that was the fact that he's not shy of energy when he comes on. He always looks like he wants to do stuff, and I think he was working hard. It's just that end product and doing something with that energy, and that there's just no kind of technique there for me.
Like you said, like Sean was saying, he can't trap a bag of cement. I watched him closely, and every time it's like ping, ping, the ball pings off his feet. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? Adam, you're saying I remember fans using the Ronaldinho comparison when we signed Mora. Fans are mental. I mean, that's probably before we saw him play, to be fair. But I don't know. I didn't say it.
Probably Ronaldinho was on the bloody, you know what I mean? Was on the pies, because Ronaldinho's on the pies now. That's the only time he's probably you can compare him. Can't compare him to Ronaldinho from before.
I remember what someone once said. He was like Aaron Lennon with brains, and I went,
brains.
Oh my God, poor Aaron Lennon. You know,
poor Aaron Lennon.
Poor Aaron Lennon. He reminds me of One Chop years ago. He don't even know what he's doing himself.
He doesn't know what he's doing. It's true. He don't know what he's doing.
No, exactly. And Lucas has been a player for us in the past year. All right, we're moving on from Lucas, guys. We've had enough of. Oh God.
I got to sit back for this one.
Harry Winks. Harry Winks. Sean Hurl. I don't know. Is he your favorite player? Oh, clearly not. Clearly not. 2.5 or 5.
You know, everyone knows I love Harry Winks, right? He gives 100% for the club. And when he's played in a 3, he's a decent footballer. As Sam has said, put him in a 2 and he just can't do it. He hasn't got the legs. Everyone seems to forget he plays through a degenerative ankle problem, which he's had since 2017. He's in pain every time he plays, but no, it's easy to blame Winks. It's the. I mean, he's still got 2.5. I mean, I'm not blind, but I think those that just want to diss him, they just have their own agendas, and they've got recency bias or foreign bias or whatever. I don't want to see one of our own being destroyed the way that he is being destroyed. And
what, by giving him a 2.5?
I hope he gets his move in the summer, and he goes away and has a good career in Spain or Italy. I hate the hate that goes for Harry Winks. It does my head in.
That's one of the funniest rambles I've heard for a long time, Sean. You gave him a 2.5, and you're trying to. I give him 5.
I'm trying to stop the hate. That's all. How do you make our players feel better if you just can't? Like, all the comments coming in for coming on, that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I seem to remember one of our best performances this season was against Liverpool, and who was in the 3 that day? Harry Winks. Wow. So don't give me that. It's the wrong formation for Harry Winks.
To be fair, Winks in a 2 up against Bazuma. When I saw that, when I saw him coming on, then it was not right.
I feel sure
Rickman should have gone off, put Davis at left back, and then keep the 3.
100%. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done.
Jesus.
I don't really have too much to say about Winks, to be honest. I think you've kind of covered it, Sean.
Sorry.
I just wasn't happy to see him come on when we were in a 2.
Have a bit of a heart. We always say, we have to be human. These players that come in from overseas, they're learning a language. Sometimes the formation's not picked right for a player.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at all this. I'm just laughing because you give me a 2.5. That's why I can't. It's so funny.
Yeah, because he was poor, but he's poor in a 2.
Right.
Sean got the memo that there's no bias in this courtroom.
There's
Sam,
no bias,
so...
and I like that. Enough. No, that's right. Okay. When did he come on? What minute did he come on? He came on about 70.
He came on about the 70.
Yeah, 70-ish minutes.
So 18 minutes. Yeah. So
80 minutes.
62, something like that.
Did he come on at 62 that early? He was definitely
62.
It weren't 62.
70.
Couldn't have been. It's definitely 70s because I know that Lucas came on first.
Sorry, my math is great.
Yeah.
72.
Oof, I was going to say
72. My math isn't working today. 72.
Okay. So what I'm saying is he had probably enough time to affect the game, but as you rightly said, Sean, he's not going to be effective in a 2. So when we made that direct change, I knew we wasn't going to improve us. But again, he was put in that position. You know what I mean? We've all seen that, but Conte still put him in that position. So again, it's not his fault why he's playing in 2. We're blaming the player for playing in a situation where he can't do anything about. If he'd have left Kulusevski, had he left Bentancur on and maybe brought in Harry Winks and had the 3 of them, I could have understood that more. So that's the reason I'm giving Harry Winks a little bit more of a, it wasn't your fault, son. But if you could do more, then I want to see more. But he hasn't got that quality, as you said. He didn't have enough time. Had he come on at 60-odd minutes, maybe his score would have been like Lucas Moura. But I've tried to, as you've done, not to be so hating on this guy because it's not his fault. When you play him in a 2, it's not for him.
Yeah.
5 is just a standard score. That's all.
I agree.
I've tried. I've tried.
Right, we're moving swiftly on.
Sean's not happy with me. He's not happy at all.
DVB, Steven Bergwijn.
Okay.
I think, I didn't rate him. He didn't have time. I wouldn't have time. 3 minutes. Like,
do you know what? My not rating is a protest against Conte. He is destroying this young man. He's absolutely destroying this young man. He should have been on as soon as he realised things weren't going right up front. Because, we were just playing into their hands. Ponderous. We need someone with pace. It just, oh God, I refuse to give it. And everyone's going to go on about that terrible shot. My God, he's only been on 60 seconds. Yeah. It's
getting less and less and less as well.
A while to warm to the tempo of a game. He's given no time at all.
The amount of playing time.
I think we're expecting miracles of him again, and it does my head in. But Conte picks Moura, and oh God, don't go.
The amount of playing time he's getting is less and less each week as well. So it's not good. Should be getting more and more.
Good luck, Stephen, when you leave in the summer. Only then will we realise what a baller we had.
I completely agree with all you said. I don't think this guy's given me. You can't bring on someone like that who's proved that he can win games for us. He's proved that he can score goals both at international and at club level. And you bring him on in a game at home, 86 minutes, 87 minutes. That just doesn't make any sense. And then he had that opportunity and he was in front of goal and he maybe snatched at it, but you can understand why he snatched at it. He's thinking, I just got to take this opportunity. I don't know if I'm going to get another opportunity. I've only been on the pitch 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and there's probably 2 minutes left. So maybe all that's playing in his head. I think you're right, Sean. I think if we lose this player for playing him or playing people like Winks and Moura before bringing him on, something's wrong. When we need to win a game, that makes no sense. And this guy has won us games. Conte needs to explain that. And I don't know what he's going to say to kind of justify it.
I just read that comment. Carlos Vinicius won the Dutch Cup yesterday, beating Ajax.
That's another player that left Spurs and has been successful. Oh, he wasn't. He was only on loan. Anyway,
Pochettino could clinch the French league in midweek.
That's what happened, though.
I could clinch the bloody French league with that PSG team. Talking about
what the PSG team that just doesn't ignores what he says.
Exactly. So I'll just go in there and do exactly what he does. Do this. They won't do it, and they'll probably win or lose. And
no, we know what happens when our players don't do what Pochettino does. It got him the bloody sack in November 19. I'll never forgive them for that. Right.
Right. All right, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on to crime of the week. Let's move on to something a little more. Oh dear. Right. So there's been a couple of nominations this week, which I don't think will be very surprising to anybody. First nomination for crime of the week this week is the Tottenham squad for not showing up. Bar maybe Lloris, maybe I could have stripped his name out there, and Højbjerg. Pretty much the rest of the team were pretty average, as we've seen. Didn't really show up yesterday and didn't have the best game. Second nomination goes for Antonio Conte. As we've seen, as we've said, lack of substitutions, or his choice of substitutions, really. Don't want to speak badly of Conte or the squad. They're all very, very competent players and coaches, but in this occasion, they are being nominated because they potentially did make some wrong moves on Saturday's performance. And the third nomination is not coming for one, not two, not three or four people, but it's actually coming, for four people. Apologies, one of them is on the panel today. So this nomination is coming because of Thursday's preview game. For getting us all excited and amped up for an absolute thrashing on Saturday's predictions. So the predictions that were given from Sam was 3-0. Mike gave us a 2-0. Sean a 4-1. And Darius a 3-0. And another hat-trick call as well from Darius. So, guys.
How bloody cheeky are you? You've actually got a picture and you put it on there with us. Oh, my God. That's cheeky as hell.
Guys,
you know who your friends are.
Funny when Jodi, when you said there were 2 nominations and you gave us the squad and you gave us Antonio, I was going to say, let's go for a non-custodial sentence for those 2, obviously. But bringing in the last nomination is an absolute masterstroke. But I think what you have to do when you have to go for the head of the beast when it comes to that. So I think the person in the top left corner.
I'm not having none of this. I'm not having this.
Guessed out we're going to beat Brighton easily. He will get a longer sentence than the other 3. I think he's leader.
Paxton Road people. No, you're not having any says no more. You can't say nothing else. How dare you put that picture?
This is my courtroom.
Oh, the number of times I've been cut across by Mr. Sam. I'm enjoying this.
Guys,
I don't mind Sid being in jail. I don't mind Sean being. I can't be in jail. I can't be in jail.
I feel sorry for my namesake. He's been dragged in here unnecessarily. He was a guest.
Sorry, Sean, you are a guest of the show, but you did shout out a very big 4-1. So probably the main offender here, giving us a 4-1 prediction here. Lane Lee saying you said 4-1 as well. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people thought we were going to win the game, but you guys, seriously, all of you claiming for a win.
No.
And
To be fair, we all felt in that same place on Thursday.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Listen to Jodi now. Before all this, she was as much as saying in the group as we were saying, yeah, we're going to win this. It's now we're going to start talking about crimes. Right, okay.
One game at a time is all I've been saying for the last 3 weeks now, maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, my God.
I have to say, if it comes to punishment, I'm with Conte. Sorry. His treatment of Steven Bergwijn is nothing short of
okay.
Let's just say it was a very poor week last week. I think people get a little too
COVID, but that's no excuse. It didn't affect
people
his
get
eyes.
a little too caught up in the in the winning train of Spurs, and I think we just need to all calm down a little bit. Just calm down.
Oh, dear me.
Take it one game at a time, and just
and you know that Christian Eriksen is going to kill us.
Nah, Jodi's doing that thing, where she's actually thinking, yeah, I better tell, because you was as much as we were big and say we're going to win this weekend. I'm sure.
No. I was not.
I think I need to go back over the WhatsApp.
I'm going to do exactly that, Sean. I'm going to go back and I'm finding the evidence. Since we're dealing with court and courts of law, I am going to come back with receipts. Definitely.
Mr. Sam, you've chosen to defend yourself, and as they say, the one that does that is usually in the hand of an idiot. But this time, I think you're right. Yeah, it's Conte for me.
Yeah, Conte's definitely.
Yeah.
Conte definitely, 100%.
Right. So what have we got? We got Brentford away on Saturday. I don't think I'm going to dare ask for a prediction after that. I'm not going to ask you guys what you think is going to happen because.
You know what though, both of you, Jodi, Sean. It came out of the blue. That result did. The performance came out of the blue as well. Like I said, you can have results like that, but I didn't see it coming based on the way you played and the shots not having that. No shots on target at home. Even if a team's playing as well as they did, you can just take a shot from 25, 30 yards. Do you know what I mean? You can take shots from, just ones that you just think, let me just have a bit. They didn't do any of that. So again, That's where I'm a bit concerned. But Brentford away, Brentford will maybe come at us and that might play into our hands a bit more. Yeah, I'm confident still, but maybe not. Maybe not like I did on Thursday.
I just don't think you can be about Spurs at the moment. Like, I think I'd lie if I wasn't worried about Saturday. Like, we've got a really good record against them, but we had a really good record against Brighton. So, like,
a team we've beaten twice this season already.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm actually worried about Saturday, like because I can't not be now.
Okay, so there's some good things for us. Let's have a little. Arsenal play. Man United play Liverpool tomorrow. That's going to be a tough game for them. Arsenal play Chelsea on Wednesday. That's going to be tough for them. And then Arsenal and Manchester United play each other on Saturday before we play. I'm hoping that we're still above both of those teams come them on Saturday, and I think we probably will. Because I don't think that Man United are going to beat Liverpool, and I don't think that Arsenal are going to beat Chelsea. And even if one of them wins against each other, Arsenal, Man United, they still won't be above us. So I'm confident. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, to be fair, on paper, I think like somebody else said here, Lane is saying on paper, it looks good for us. I think we've got, it's all now kind of caught at the moment with the fact that I think this is what I said last week on my show is that it's not about us winning now. It's about the other teams and what they do. Like we've got to rely on, and it's sad that we have to be in that position, but it's Spurs and we have to. If we've got any kind of like anything that we can just grasp onto to try and get that top four, let's just do it.
You know what? Had we had the same result, had we done not necessarily had to score 4 goals, but had we had the same sort of performance as we did against Aston Villa, Aston Villa were all over us, but we managed to come through. That's what I wanted to see from a game like Brighton when we're not going to dominate it. As Conte said, you can't win, you should never lose it. And we lost it the way we did. That's what hurts for me. This is almost going back to the point where people are saying, oh, it's Spursy. Had we just got over the line, I would have thought it would have been done and dusted for me. Because of that, now it's up in the air, and we might have to see what happens with other teams as well. God,
but who has the best manager out of all 3 clubs, right? And
we do.
Exactly. So if it comes down to it, I think I have more confidence in us with Conte than, Man United. And I'm not going to say we're going to get top 4 or anything. Everybody just calm down.
Okay, it's both of you then.
But,
do you think that Doherty's going to be as big a miss as I think he's going to be for this running? Because if we don't get that sorted out at wing back, that's going to be our problem, in my opinion.
I do. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't actually hear your rating
There's
for
nothing more you
Emerson.
can add, really.
We didn't hear your rating for Emerson, Sean, but I think it's probably an agreement, right?
Yeah. We all learned a lesson yesterday. My fear is that Christian Eriksen's going to break my heart for a second time. And our players will be too soft on him, especially Hojbjerg, his international teammate.
Conte can't allow that this week, though. He can't. Not if the results go out how I think they're going to go. He can't allow the guys to have that performance again. Even if we don't play well, I want to see the battle of the bridge. You know what I mean? If that's how it's going to have to go, I'd rather see us do that than just go out with whimpers. I don't want to see
let's
players
fall on our sword sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm not having players just kind of peter out. This is the best opportunity we could have had to get top 4 based on what we were when we had Nuno. If we don't take this with the manager that we've got, who's used to winning things from this position, we don't deserve it. This is what I keep saying. If we don't get it now, we don't deserve it. 100%.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with everyone else being the way they are, with the position we're in with Arsenal and Man U also being so inconsistent. Like, I agree. Dino Dinosaur, at a minimum, continues a left-footed centre-back, right wing-back, left wing-back, creative midfielder, and veteran forward. Do you see it happening with Levy? I think we're going to get all of that right now.
Well,
but
given that we're committed to securing Kulu's and Romero's deals, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Centre-back, definitely. Right wing-back, definitely. Need a left wing-back, but I don't think that's going to happen now. And definitely a forward, I think. They're critical, like a backup striker.
We need a few players. I don't know how we're going to get rid of them.
I mean, obviously, the advantage of if we were to re-recruit Ericsson, he would be on a free. But, you know, wages, who knows? He's probably got used to Italian wages now.
Yeah. I want Sessegnon to
come in. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say it, Jodi. I want Sessegnon to play Saturday as opposed to Reguilon, in my opinion. Or maybe he's got enough time to maybe try Bergwijn at right wing back. What would that do to Emerson? No, I'm not sure. And maybe it's too late in the season to try that. But I'm just thinking, if Emerson gives another performance on that right, we haven't got anything on the left, then we need to do something. Do something.
Yeah. Edem saying, who's got Ronaldo, though? That's the only thing stopping us getting 4th. He has been showing up. But
he'll want to leave on a high. He say, like, I've secured Champions League for Man U, you know, and then he'll go, because I don't think that Ten Hag will tolerate him, you know.
If anyone scrapes it over us, I see it being Man U, to be honest. But because they just always do that kind of thing to us.
Oh, but they're awful.
They
were awful against Norwich. I know we were bad against Brighton, but Norwich weren't as tactically adept as Brighton were. And Manchester United could have lost that game and should have lost that game. If Ronaldo didn't turn up like he turned up against us, they would have lost that game. So Man United, I can't see them beating Liverpool. Whatever they do against Arsenal, I think we're still in the driving seat. We should just maybe I should just bring it down a couple of notches.
Only a couple, Sam.
Right, sure. Bloody hell. Hard day.
Just a shout out to who we've got in the comments. So we've got Dino Dinosaur or Dino Dinosaur. Thank you for being here. Dino. Tricky One. Thank you for being here. Simply Ace. Ed M. Lane Lee. Who else have we got here?
Devon Lindsay.
We got Mullen Joe. Hey, Mullen Joe. David Hall.
Mullen Joe's on the 3-1 ticket for Saturday. He isn't learning. 1-0. Sonny. Yeah, that'll do.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it.
Has anyone said Conte out? What's Devon Lindsay saying?
Someone is not.
Must be Arsenal. No.
Conte.
No one else calls it Spuds.
Not on that.
It's definitely an Arsenal supporter. But thank you for being here. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. Giving us your predictions, your ratings. Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks for showing up, Sean. We were getting a bit worried about you.
Yeah, in a Harry Winks-like performance. Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything, Sam, you want to? I know you've got talking points on Thursday this week. Do you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah, I think we just need to get into talking points again. It's just the questions always asked. I don't like to call them controversial topics, but the topic on Thursday will be, what is Plan B, Antonio? Because I want to see us do things within the games to change how the approach if it's not going. And I've not seen enough of that from Conte. So it's a question to ask: is there a Plan B, or do we just have to like you said, hope that this plan works. But you know, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure if you can do that, given the fact that we've now had Brighton show us the blueprint. You know what I mean?
Right. And then we haven't seen Sid for a while. Probably get an Ask Sid in at some point, I'd say, sometime this week.
Yeah, Sid, because
are we taking Tuesday and Wednesday off because of important league games, perchance?
It was one of the reasons, but I'm also going to be away as well. But that did actually play a little part, because I would love to see both those teams lose before we play.
Yeah, I don't normally watch other teams, you know, at all, you know, and I probably will be watching.
A lot riding on it.
Yeah, we've got a lot riding on it.
Shawnee, anything you want to tell the viewers?
No, I've had my rants, or my 2 rants, and I hope they brought something to the stream tonight. But yeah, good to see you, and it all helps with the recovery.
It does. I love the bit where you was protecting Winks, but you gave him 2.5. That for me is the best bit of the night. I loved it. I'm looking at my score.
I'm not tired. I want, you know, when they're picked, if they're playing for us, we need to back them, you know. And if they play badly, then you call it out. But you know, you could, you know, people already had their agenda before he even, you know, took his tracksuit off. So I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. Guys, please like the show if you liked it.
Ring the
Please
bell.
give us a like, ring the bell, subscribe to Paxton Road TV if you haven't already. We really appreciate everything that you guys do. Look out for some more exciting stuff coming your way very soon. I think that's going to do it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Have a safe week. I will see you very soon. And let's hope for some good results that go our way this week. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, Judge.
Come on, you Spurs.
Bye.